routine. Anyway, happy President's Day out there. Here in the United States, it's President's Day. It is a federal holiday today. And happy President's Day to everybody. And we're going to go ahead and get started. As I said last week, we were highlighting what was discussed at our meeting in Charleston, our Elite Academy. And one of the big things being discussed in Charleston was the value of becoming, and more importantly, duplicating and creating distributors to become a Pro 3 in the business. And a Pro 3, is someone that's done $5,000. It's actually accumulated 5,000 points in the month, in one single month, and you become a Pro 3. Now, that's a combination of you and everybody you bring in as a distributor, and everybody that you bring in as a customer, and everybody that they bring in, okay? It's the whole thing. It's a group volume, organizational volume number, okay? That's what that is. So I drew up some slides, and I mean literally I did draw up some slides, so don't laugh at my handwriting, okay? I didn't have time to do this professionally, but I think you'll follow along nicely with the slides. Okay, so let me just slide this over. Okay, good. So, we obviously, the ranking system, or how we advance in the business, you start as a distributor in the business. The first rank is Pro 1, where you can become a Pro 1 just by starting there as a platinum distributor. You can start there. It's someone that's accumulated 1,000 points. Pro 2, very important rank. That's somebody that has accumulated 2,500 points in their organization in a month, okay? Pro 3, and notice this says Pro 3 key rank in LifeVantage, LV, LifeVantage, okay? That's somebody that's accumulated 5,000 points in the month, okay? Pro 4 is 10,000. Pro 5 is 20,000. Pro 6 is 50,000. Pro 7 is 100,000. Pro 8 is 200,000. Pro 9 is 500,000. Pro 10 is 1,000,000 points a month. You're doing $1 million in business a month. And there's even Pro 11 and Pro 12, which is 2 million and 5 million. Okay. But why do I say Pro 3 is a key rank in LifeVantage? It's where the duplication begins, okay? And you're never going to be a Pro 5 if you can't become and develop, yourself into a Pro 3 and teach others how to do it. And the next key rank after Pro 3 is Pro 5, okay? And the company even has a summit that they pay for, that they fly you into and put you up in a resort and feed you and wine you and dine you just to train you once you become a Pro 5, okay? But you don't become a Pro 5 unless you master teaching others to become Pro 3, okay? That's the deal, okay? So number one, you need to be one, okay? Number two, you need to make them. You need to help people become them. You need to duplicate, okay? This is a business where it's not about you, okay? If you use the word I in your conversation, you're wrong. Okay, I mean, you are not going to get anywhere in this business. This is a we business and a team business. So get used to saying organization, team, and we. If you use the word I, you're going to get stuck in mud, folks. Trust me, okay? So you need to be a 3. You need to make them, okay? Duplicate them. Now, the immediate benefit, okay, is you're now eligible for the matching check bonus. It's a 10% bonus on the amount of the check that your distributors earn that you have sponsored, okay? You're not eligible for that until you're at least a Pro 3, okay? You're entitled to the launch bonuses. This is above and beyond the 40% that you make when you 30% if you only have 100 points, 40% if you have 200 points. but I'm going to use 40 because that's just about everybody, okay? So the launch bonus is above and beyond, okay, the 40% that you earn when you sign up a customer or when you sign up a distributor. It's another 5% bonus. So when you sign up a platinum, it's an extra $50. You're getting $450. When you sign up a gold, okay, it's an extra $25. So you're getting $225. And excuse me, when you sign up a silver, it's $112.50. It's an extra $12.50. So it's automatic. There's nothing more that you need to do to get it other than to be a qualified Pro 3. Okay, but not only that, okay, and this is why it's key. If a person is new in the business and you get them to Pro 2 and Pro 3, you're eligible for the pay setter bonus on new people. Okay, not old people just becoming Pro 3, getting a new person started and helping them become a Pro 3. They can get a $100 bonus for hitting Pro 2 and another $250 for hitting Pro 3. Okay, and the theme of Charleston was this, okay? This was the theme. To bring as many new Pro 3s as you can get with you to Kansas City, which happens to be in July, which happens to be the company's 10-year anniversary. And what they're going to do is the recognition that normally is reserved for the elite distributors, Pro 7 and above, and they do an unbelievable job with that. We've had the good fortune of being a part of some of that in our short stay here with the company. Just in Charleston, you know, they had rented out the entire ship, the USS Yorktown, and we had a party on the ship, just like Vantage, elite distributors. I mean, with all the corporate staff, it was phenomenal. So if you start developing Pro 3s, as we move up to the July date, you're going to get recognized in Kansas City with all the elites. You're going to be a part of whatever the elites do, okay? But let's talk about getting there, okay? It's such a key point in the business that, you know, I want you to understand, there's a slow way to do it, okay? You can walk towards it or you can run towards it, okay? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, remember, it's points, okay? And you divide points up, you know, into the number of people needed, you know, in your organization. So I'm just using 3 simple numbers. This is not counting customers, but customers do count, okay? But if you're always sponsoring silver distributors for $350, you're getting 250 points, you're going to need 20 of those. Okay, you're going to need 20 of those. 20 times 250 is 5,000. Now, if you're sponsoring gold distributors at $650, that's worth 500 points. Okay, you only need 10 of those. Okay, and you're a Pro 3. If you're sponsoring platinum distributors at $1,250, which is by far what most Pro 3s have done themselves personally, no question about it. It's probably 85 to 90% of all distributors who are Pro 3 started at platinum as themselves, okay? But if you get 1,000 points on a platinum, you just need 5. So that's what I mean by going slow, walking, or running. Depending on how you're bringing people into the business, it's going to determine how many people, you know, you need to have in the business to be rank advancing. It also is going to determine what you're duplicating. And people tend to duplicate what their upline or sponsor does. Okay, so just keep, and none of these are bad and none of them are good. I just want you to understand, when people get there fast, they're doing it with platinums. When people take a long time to get there, they're probably doing it with customers or silvers. It's just the reality of it. So I'm sharing that with you so you can understand what happens when various people in different groups start rank advancing in the business. Okay, so here we go. You need to become a Pro 3, okay? Obviously, there's a million different ways to do it. There's more than a million different ways. There's an unlimited amount of ways to do it. So I'm going to give you a simple way, okay? You have to accumulate 5,000 points up here under Pro 3. So if you come in as a platinum, you're getting 1,000 points. You bring Tom in as a platinum, that's another 1,000. You bring Mary in as a platinum, that's another 1,000. That's 3,000 points. Then if Tom gets Pat and Sam to do 500 each, that's another 1,000. Mary gets Ben and Sue to do another 500 each, that's another 1,000. You add it all up. This is your entire organization here. You add it all up and it's 5,000. If that happens in 1 month, okay, you're a Pro 3. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, now a different scenario. You can also be a Pro 3 and follow this one because I want you to understand everything counts that gets done in business. All new business in the month counts, okay? So here's you. You did your platinum order. Tom did 1,000 and Bill did 1,000. So that's 3,000 between the three of you. But then you got a bunch of monthly auto ships, customers. And you got $2,000. Let's say you got 16, okay, vitality stacks here. And that adds up to, they're 125 points each. That adds up to 2,000. Okay, that 2,000 right here is part of this 3,000, and that's 5,000. Okay, I had someone ask me the other day, could I get 40 customers doing 125 and that's 5,000? Yes. Okay, it's going to take you a while to do that, but 5,000 is 5,000 as long as it happens in a month. Now, the one thing you got to keep in mind, and I don't want to get technical about this, okay, but you can only have 80% of the 5,000 or 4,000, okay? 4 of the 5,000 can be under one person, say under Tom here. He could have 4,000 here, okay? But that's the most you can count towards 5,000. Or let me give you a better example. Tom could have 10,000 down here and be a Pro 4. But if you're trying to make Pro 3, you only get to count, okay? You only get to count, 4,000 of that 10,000 if you're trying to be a Pro 3. If you're trying to be a Pro 4, then you can count 80%. You can count 8,000 of it. But my point is this, it can't all be under one person, okay? For the first 4 or 5 ranks in the business, there's an 80-20 rule, and then there comes a 60-30-10 rule as you get into some of the higher ranks. So as you get closer to that, and normally it doesn't come into play, but once in a while, somebody gets a real good person that goes out and does a bunch of business, and they think just because they got that one person, they also get that rank. Well, that may happen, but it may not happen. It depends on what else you got going on, because the 80-20 rule does apply, okay? Now, you want to develop and duplicate Pro 3s, okay? That's what you want to do in this business. So let me give you a scenario how easy this can be. Once you become a Pro 3 and you help, okay, now you help 4 people become Pro 3s, that's 5, 10, 15, 20,000 in business. You teach 4 people to do that, you've done 20,000 and you're a Pro 5. And you do that twice in a 6-month period, and you're eligible to go to the Pro 5 Summit, all expense paid, corporately sponsored, air, hotel, food, and the best private training you'll ever get towards building your business. Okay, we're going for our 2nd time. And I know we're Pro 7, we're working on being Pro 8, okay, but the training that's provided at that level and the connections you make is priceless. Okay, so that's why you never stop. I've had some people say, well, I hit Pro 3, already. Who cares? Okay, you do business right to the end of the month, and maybe you're not going to see what we call a $5,000 Pro 3 is a baby Pro 3. A $9,000 Pro 3 is a mature Pro 3, almost a Pro 4. We do as much business as we can do in a month right up to midnight on that last day of the month, And then maybe someone in your upline, hey, we place people in the business. You never place anybody until the end of the month because you want to see what's going on right at the end of the month. Okay, so you never move anybody for placement until you're down to the last day, and then you see who you can help rank advance and how you can help yourself rank advance. Okay, but keep this in mind. Okay, how do you get 4 people to be Pro 3s so that you become a Pro 5? Well, they can each get 2 Pro 2s. This person does 25, this does 25, 2 25s is 5,000. And you do that 4 times, and now it goes up to Pro 5 for you. And you get to go to the summit and everything else, okay? Obviously, there's a lot of ways to do this, but let me show you another scenario, okay? It could happen this way, okay? Let's say you're a Pro 3, you did your part, you want to become a Pro 5, and you got A over here, we'll call it Ann, okay? And Ann has developed 2 Pro 3s in her business, 5,000 and 5,000. Well, that's 10,000. Ann is a Pro 4, okay? And if you're trying to be a Pro 5, you get to count all of Ann's business, the whole 10,000. So Ann could be 10,000. Okay, D, we'll call that Dan. He's another 5,000. E is Eddie. He's another 5,000. 10, 5, and 5 is 20. Okay, but what I was talking about earlier is when you got people in your holding tank or placement tank, you always wait to the end of the month to see what to do with them, because maybe Dan is in your downline and maybe Dan's at 4,500 and you might be able to help him become a Pro 3. Maybe Eddie is at 4,800. You may be able to put a few customers down there and help him become, so you never know what's going to happen till the month is over. So you always wait to the last day to see that you can maximize. You never do it in advance or do it early. Okay, you never know. Plus, your upline is waiting to the last minute. And if you're not doing business right to the end of the month, then they're not watching you, and you're not in the equation for them to put people under you. Okay, so, and again, every month's a new month. We never know how a placement is going to work out. We never know if our sponsor or upline has anything to place. Okay, I'm just saying the rule of thumb. Okay, I've been in this industry for 27 years. Okay, you go right up to midnight of the last day. You get every dollar in business in you could get in, and then you start the first of the month new. You never quit on a rank or an advancement in the middle of the month. It's just absolutely lunacy to do that, okay? It teaches all the wrong lessons. So right up to midnight, here's, I always use sports analogies, okay? When my son was playing baseball and he was young, they always taught him to run through the base, not to the base. So when they hit the ball and they're running the first base, you run through it, not to it. If you were a track and field person and you saw the tape at the finish line, you run through the tape, not to the tape. In this business, as we're looking to advance in rank, we run through the midnight finish line, not to the midnight finish line. Hopefully that, help you understand it a little bit. But, okay, so where do we start? I get this. I was talking to somebody yesterday. We're at a wedding. I was explaining some things about, how to go about. And we overcomplicate everything. See, normally these rank advancements, they just work themselves out. If you're doing your part, they just work themselves out. There's enough options going on down there where they just work themselves out. So what's your part? Well, it's to get 10 personal customers and to get 5 personal distributors. That's your part, okay? It's not about the presentation. It's not about anything. Are you doing your part? Are you getting 10 personal customers? Are you getting 5 new distributors? And then, you duplicate it 3 times. But here's what it boils down to. Are you recruiting? Are you recruiting new distributors? Are you recruiting new customers? If you are, everything else will work itself out, including the rank advancement. The next question is, are you duplicating? See, if you're the only one doing anything, then you're a salesman and you're a direct salesman and you're not getting the advantages of leveraged income, residual income, and network marketing income because it's all you. Nobody in your group's doing anything. So it can all be you, but you can lead by example. You can let people know, hey, I got my 10. Not only did I get my 10, I got my 10 this month. I'm going to get another 10 next month. And the month after that, I'm going to get another 10. And you continue to lead by example, okay? That's the best thing you could ever do in this business. But that's where you start. Do you have your customers? Do you have your distributors? If you don't, get back to basics, get your customers, get your new distributors, and the rank advancement will take care of itself. Your sponsor and your upline are always looking over your shoulder, always willing to help. And if you go out and do a good job and get close, they may be able to help you out and get you over the top at whatever rank it is you're trying to achieve. So I hope you find this helpful. I'll be back next Monday with a new training. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us.